Hello and welcome to my channel, Close to the Edge. My name is Pat. We talk about all things prog rock, classic rock, heavy rock, and maybe, just maybe, a sticker rock. Welcome along. I have a very special guest here today on my channel. I have Don Kingfisher Campbell, who has a brilliant channel over there on YouTube called Fine Music. And what Don does is people wouldn't have heard of a lot of the bands he has on his channel. So he's trying to introduce people to these relatively unknown bands, which I find very, very interesting. And Don is from Los Angeles in California. Don, welcome to my channel.
Oh, thank you very much. Good to be
It's
here.
really good to have you on. And I got Don on to do what we're going to do is the 1990s. And we're going to pick 10 albums each from 1990 to 1999, one from each year that's in our collections or we have on whatever platform we play them on. And which is important, they're must-have albums that we feel are must-have albums. Now, the 1990s was, in my opinion, limited for the music that I like, but I still have 10 here who I think are absolutely brilliant, and I presume Don has 10 that are absolutely brilliant. Of course, it's all in our opinions, Don, very subjective. But what we're going to do is 3, 3, and 4, and I'm going to give Don to start off with 1990, 91, and 92. Don, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Pat. All
No
right.
bother.
Okay, so people are going to find out pretty quick that I don't collect albums. In fact, when I was a teenager, I was the record dealer at my high school.
Okay.
That's right. People tell me, "Oh yeah, you got a Bad Company record?" I said, "Coming right up." I go buy the record, and then I would tape it on a cassette for myself, sell the record to my friend, which gave me money to buy more records. That was my situation.
We're getting an income. Very good. Very good,
Yeah.
Don.
So I got to hear a lot of music that way, and I love to hear a lot of music. And so for 1990, there were a lot of albums to choose from, but I have to admit, this debut album by by the Charlatans, it's called Some
Okay.
Friendly.
Yes, I've heard of that band, Don. Yeah.
It's an amazing album from head to toe. No
What
duck
type?
tracks.
What type of music is that, Don?
Well, I guess you call it Britpop. The Manchester sound, I think it was called
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. Are they a UK band? Yeah.
Yes, and the thing about them for me was it's a sound that has a foot in the 60s and the 70s, right? Especially
Okay.
the keyboards. It's kind of a little bit psychedelic, but you could dance to it. And I just, some music you connect. I mean, here I was, 30 years old, and I hear this, and I'm like, wow, I found a new favorite
Okay.
band.
Okay, Don. That's very interesting.
Hmm.
Right, I must check that album out. Actually, 1991, Don.
Yeah, if you like this one, you're gonna like them all. I'll explain later.
Okay.
1991. All right, now here's a bit of a heritage thing. Probably heard of these guys. John Vangelis.
Yeah, I
This
have.
is their third album together, Page of Life. And I love all their albums. They're all top to bottom great albums, but Page of Life is especially good.
Yeah, I've heard the album. It's a very good album.
Worth noting that Vangelis, he designs his own covers, so that's his own art.
Okay, that's
So
excellent.
that's what he used to do.
Also, Don, yeah, a Greek. He was from Greek, and he was in a prog rock band.
Aphrodite's Child.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. That's a good album. That's a very good album.
Yeah, harder rock. And Demis Rousseau was a singer, quite a singer, very unique singer.
Exactly. Yeah. 1992.
All right, so here's where you start to catch on. I got a favorite band from the 90s. Oh, looks the Charlatans again. Between 10th and 11th.
Okay.
The album with the bananas on it.
And I've seen that cover before, actually, and back in the 90s on CD.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing I love about the Charlatans too is that every album they're trying to evolve their sound. So this album is definitely a lot quirkier than the first one. The first one was more what you'd expect from a Britpop dance band. But this one is quirkier. It's got the song Weirdo on it. Quite the video. And
Yeah, I've heard
Subtitle.
that. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
Subtitle might be my favorite song on that album. It's a great album, top to bottom.
that's fascinating, Don. Because I've never had anyone mention either John and Vangelis as a band or the two albums by the Charlatans. That's excellent. Excellent, Don. Right. 1990 for me. To me, it's the best album in 1990. I know a lot of people will differ. It's Osric Tentacles. Have you heard of Osric Tentacles?
Oh, love them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's their second album. And it's a double studio album. And you have a track on this called Sunscape, which is absolutely incredible. This band were formed in England, the West Country in England, around Somerset, in the 80s, and they brought out 6 tapes. You know, they kind of doing them in a kind of in their rooms, recording them. But they eventually got a contract in 89 with their first album. But this second album is better than their first album. Double studio, very space rock, prog rock, but absolute classic. If anyone out there hasn't heard of Osric Tentacles, go and get this album and go from there. There's a few more. Jurassic Shift and Strangitude from later on the 90s are absolutely brilliant. But that's from 1990.
Erpland made my short list for 1990, by the way.
Okay.
But, Osric's album, Erpland. Is that how you say it?
Airplant, yeah. Airplant.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Made the short
Brilliant.
list.
So 1991 was a tough year because you could have picked, I could have picked the Metallica album, the Black Album. I could have picked Pearl Jam's 10, which are all huge hits. But I think a better album than those two. It's Soundgarden's Bad Motorfinger. Seattle band. Incredible. You have Chris Cornell, one of the greatest vocalists in rock music. And unfortunately passed away in 2017 in Detroit in Michigan. I think they found him in a hotel room, unfortunately. What a brilliant, brilliant singer. And this album, to me, is one of the heaviest and best albums of the whole 90s. In that kind of grungy, that grungy kind of music, Don. That all came out. Yeah, it came out from Seattle. Of course, you had Nirvana, you had Pearl Jam. There's a lot of other bands as well, like you had at that time from there, like, you know what I mean? But to me, pure class. Pure class. And 92, I bought this when it came out, the next album. It's their second album, a band from the USA, Masters of Reality. And this is Sunrise of the Suffer Bus. Have you heard this, Don?
No.
Chris Goss, the lead vocalist and guitarist, what a brilliant voice. And they got in the drummer they had on the first album left. And who did they get in on this album? Only Ginger Baker from Cream. So this album is absolutely incredible. There's all styles of music on this. Like, you have a track called The Ants in the Kitchen. You know what I mean? It's absolutely brilliant. Madonna, Rabbit One. It's one of the best produced albums you'll ever hear on CD. But from start to finish, Don, this is pure class. A must-have album in anyone's collection. Brilliant. They had a few albums after this, but never bettered this one. Never bettered it. They had an album out this year, last month, the month before. I heard it. It's okay. But this one is just incredible. Incredible, Don. That's a band for you to check out now, Don. Their first album released just called Masters of Reality in 89. Rick Rubin produced it, which is a pure class. The first 2 albums, just pure class. Anyway, that's my 92. What's your 93, 94, 95, Don?
Okay. I was going to say, I heard about that album from watching your show, but I haven't checked it out yet.
Check it out, yeah. Please check it out.
Definitely check it out. Oh, 93. All right.
Yeah, you're starting out here.
Not a tough choice. Not a tough choice. This was a pretty easy choice. This is another band that was new to me in 1993, and that's Dead Can Dance.
Okay.
It's called
I haven't.
Into the Labyrinth.
I never heard it now.
They're an amazing band. They're from Australia. They have Middle Eastern influences in their music.
Okay.
They really go to the core sounds of ancient music, and they do remix and get influenced by it and do their own versions. And to top it off, they've got two, not one, but two phenomenal singers, Laura Gerard, or Lisa Gerard, and who's the guy? Who's the guy? I'm not remembering the guy right now. That's Brendan Perry. Yeah, Brendan Perry, and his voice is phenomenal.
Okay, I must check that out.
It just took my breath away the first time I heard it. So I'm a
Show that again. Show me that again.
Stone Dead Condensed fan. Into the Labyrinth.
Into the Labyrinth. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. I haven't heard it.
It's phenomenal. You told me to choose favorites, and these are all albums that I own. 1994. You probably heard of these.
1994.
9 Inch Nails. The Downward Spiral.
Oh yes, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's an excellent album.
Industrial music.
Yeah, very industrial. Yeah.
It's what I call music to commit crimes by.
Very good, Don.
Yeah, I put it on. I'm like,
I like that. I like that.
But it's so good, and I have the distinct honor of having introduced my son to the music of 9 Inch Nails, and they're his favorite band.
He's the favorite band now. Yeah, yeah.
Major dad points there.
Oh, major dad points. Absolutely, Don. You can sing that.
1995.
We're in 1995. Yeah.
This one is amazing. It came out of nowhere. I don't know where. I don't know how. But I remember going to. I was on vacation in Arizona, and I went going to some little record CD shop.
Yeah.
This was like 1995, and there was this CD. It had no cover, and it was only $1, and it was called "Strange Cargo Hinterland."
Okay.
Now, Strange Cargo is the brainchild of William Orbit. You might have heard of William Orbit.
I have.
He produced Madonna's album "Ray of Light." She had him produce his album because she heard this album, Strange Cargo Hinterland, and this album is phenomenal. Oh my God, it's phenomenal. It has an atmospheric quality to it. It's danceable, which is why Madonna likes it, but it's kind of like a reflective and at times gentle. I remember listening to it. I was staying in a house in Arizona, and this house had 4 floors, and so I had 3 friends, and we each chose a floor to stay on, and I got the basement. But I was not unhappy about that because the basement had a hot tub and a great stereo system, and I was cranking this album the whole time I was there. I was just loving this album.
Cranking that up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic, Don. That's another one now I have to check out. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting an education here from you, Don, from albums that I haven't heard of, which I like. Right. So my 1993 is Porcupine Trees Up the Downstairs. I think this is an absolutely brilliant. It's their second album. Brilliant. But originally when this came out, they had a drum machine on it. But in 2003, he replaced the drum machine with Gavin Harrison. He went in and remixed, and it makes a huge difference because the original one, it was a drum machine, but when you hear Gavin Harrison, who's an amazing drummer, play on this, it's a brilliant album. I just did a video on Porcupine Tree, but this is absolutely pure class for a second album from the brilliant Stephen Wilson. Brilliant. Have you heard that album, Don? Yeah.
Yes, I have a few Porcupine Tree albums. Yes, I saw them live. They opened up for Yes once.
Yes, you were saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The next album, 1994. It's a band that I have a kind of a love-hate relationship. I hate some of their albums, and I love some of the other albums. This is an album I love. It's Dream Theater, Awake. I think this is an absolutely stunning album. And it's the last album that Kevin Moore, the keyboard player, is on. He left not long after this album was recorded. And I think they lost something when he left because he's one of the founding members of the band. Yet they had some brilliant albums after this, but there was something about this album. And he wrote a lot of the lyrics and he wrote a lot of the music. And I just think they missed him. I know the guitarists missed him because they grew up together. You know what I mean? So absolutely stellar album from a brilliant band, Dream Theater. And 1995, this band I'm going to talk about now, they're just an incredible band. They haven't got one bad album in their catalogue. And in the middle of the 90s, King Crimson brings out this album, Track. And it just blew me away when I heard it first. Absolutely, like they were still doing prog rock, their style, King Crimson style, in the mid-90s. There weren't many doing it, but this one, like Adrian Belew on vocals and guitar. You have the brilliant Bob Fripp, or Robert Fripp as people call him. Absolutely incredible. So that's my 1995. Don.
Yeah, I'm just going to add, I loved the first incarnation of Dream Theater. That really, those first few albums are awesome.
They are awesome.
Really are.
And Kevin Moore is the reason why they're awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
And King Crimson, yeah, I go way back with those guys. Yeah, they're definitely the band that was the most experimental and successful of the prog bands, and that's because Robert Fripp's secret weapon was getting the best players.
It was.
He always had the best players.
He got the best players, but he never sold out, though, Don.
No, it was his vision.
His vision never sold out.
Yeah,
like a lot
and
of
other people sought his vision, like Peter Gabriel wanted some Bob Fripp on his second album, and it's a great second album, Peter Gabriel's second album, produced by Robert Fripp. Perfection.
Exactly. Okay. He's just brilliant. I think he's a genius.
Okay. We can go on and on about Robert Fripp, that's for sure.
Right. So the last 96 to 99 now, Don. So what's your 96?
All right, there'll be some unfamiliar and familiar going on here. For 1996, we've got Orbital, Insides.
Okay, I haven't heard that.
And I have to admit, this is an album my son turned me on to. It's a very good album. It's definitely their best album. Their music is more dance-oriented, but it has such fantastic edges to it. Really edgy and danceable at the same time. So you're working both your mind and your body. And this is just phenomenal. The tracks are progressive rock length, to say the least. 60 minutes, 17 minutes, and you can really get lost in the sauce with these guys.
I like that. Another one to check out. Okay.
Yeah. But then also something familiar. My favorite 90s band, the Charlatans, they had some bad luck. One of their members died. So it was their keyboardist. They had to replace him. So while they were auditioning people, they made this album, Telling Stories, which was huge in England, I understand. It had a couple of #1 hits, One to Another and North Country Boy.
With that album, they would have done.
Yeah, really big in England. In America, not so successful, much to my chagrin, but I love the music because, like I said before, every album's got a new wrinkle. Every album's something different, and so I love them all.
Okay, that's another one I have to check out.
Now, here's the most bizarre of them all. I had a little trouble with 1998, okay? I'll be honest. I mean, I showed you I was making lists, right? My short lists. But my 1998 list only got one album on it.
Okay.
But it's a good one. Thinking Plague.
What's that?
Plague. In Extremis by Thinking Plague.
Okay, where are they from?
Now, I don't have facts on this bunch. I have to admit, I don't listen to it a whole lot. And the reason I don't listen to it a whole lot. It really takes concentrated listening because this is very complicated music. It's like you took Gentle Giant and you put him in a trash compactor. It's pretty busy, but it's
Okay.
good.
Oh, I'd like it then.
You can listen to it and you get things out of it. And the only equivalent I can think of is there's a band called Battles, which I heard about from John Anderson of Yes, that he liked Battles. So I checked out Battles. And then I just happened upon Thinking Plague, and I'm thinking, wow, this takes Battles one step farther. In Extremis. So if you want challenging listening and great musicianship, Thinking Plague in Extremis will blow your mind.
In Extremis. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will check that out. I will check that out, Don. And so 1999, Don.
And we end with the familiar. Who else? The Charlatans.
Well, you must love them.
Yeah, I love the Charlatans. I've seen them live, and they did not disappoint. This album has possibly their best song, Forever, but the whole album's great. This is kind of their Dylan album. It's kind of their country album.
Okay.
And it rocks. I wouldn't say it's the first album to listen to of the Charlatans, but if you're a fan, there's nothing here that's going to turn you away. That's for sure. It's just
okay.
So it sound each album.
Like you said earlier on with their albums, a different wrinkle with every album.
Yeah, they really do.
Don, that was fantastic. Right. My 96 one is Mike Oldfield. He brought out an album called Voyager. And this is all Celtic music, Irish, mixture of Irish traditional music and stuff that he wrote. And I think it's brilliant. It's an instrumental album. And kind of back to his old kind of long tracks, but beautiful, haunting Irish music on this, Don. It's absolutely incredible.
It has She Goes to the Fair. He does a version of She Goes to the Fair on there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's just exquisite. I mean, there's a lot of great music on there. Something about the sun. There's a song on there called Something Sun.
I think so. I can't read it, Don, because I haven't got my glasses.
All right. Well, the one that has the sun in the title, that's perfection.
That's brilliant. And there's a lot of great musicians on this, Irish musicians on this as well. Absolutely incredible. So 97, I remember buying this album. I bought that when it came out as well. All these I nearly bought when they came out. Yes, brought out a
which one?
double album.
Yeah.
First part of on CD, Keys to Ascension 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's the second CD, which is studio, and you have new studio tracks. And you have Mind Drive on this, which is 18 minutes long. Like, that was the first time they'd done an 18-minute long track since the 70s. And it's absolutely brilliant because you have Rick Wakeman, Alan White, John Anderson, Steve Howe, and Chris Squire. You know, one of the classic lineups. The other one would have been with Bill Bruford, obviously. But this is absolutely brilliant. Have you heard this? Yeah?
You have met one of the biggest Jet fans on earth.
Okay,
I've seen them live maybe 40 times.
Okay. So
I have everything ever made with them. And Key Studio, you know about Key Studio?
I have it.
Right,
yeah.
Right. That's where they took the studio tracks, put them all together, and
I brought it out.
Extra music on it.
I have that, yeah. But this one, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant.
It's from a California show, the live part.
That's right, it is, yeah. And it's brilliant too, because it has that. They were just perfect. Perfect.
Nothing like 5 musicians, you know?
And
none of the added on stuff. It's the 5 musicians.
And just clicking, Don. Just clicking.
Sorry.
1998, one of my favorite German bands, Eli, brought out Oceans 2. Because they brought out Oceans in 77. But this album is back to their best, because their last 2 albums before this weren't great. I have them, but they were kind of just okay. But this is back to their best. It sounds like an album from the 70s, the way he done it as a follow-up. Absolutely brilliant. If you haven't heard, anyone out there hasn't heard this album, please go and get it. Because Frank Borman, underrated genius, brilliant writer, brilliant guitarist. Yeah, he's singing Don a lot of people don't like his singing because he's German singing English, and it's going to have a German accent to it. But I like it. It gives it a unique sound, an absolutely unique sound. And my final one from 1999, Mike Oldfield again. Guitars, where everything on this album, even drum sounds, is played with a stringed instrument. Everything. And obviously he plays nearly everything on it. Have you heard this one, Don? Yeah?
I've got everything Mike's ever done.
Okay.
I
So you
love
have
Mike
heard it.
Oldfield.
You have.
Yeah.
But anyone out there who haven't heard it, please go in. This is absolutely incredible. And I don't think he ever bettered this going forward. He didn't make a whole lot of albums after this. And he retired in 2017 anyway. So, and I think he lives now at the moment out in, where does he live now? He lives off out like Jamaica, off out that way.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he lives in the Caribbean somewhere. That's where he lives now.
Maybe because he made that album, Man on the Rocks. That was a pretty good album, Man on the Rocks. I like that
Yeah,
album.
that's a good album too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was very interesting. And Don, I have to say that was actually brilliant because I have a lot of albums now to go and check out. And I just want to tell all my subscribers and viewers, if you want to hear bands that a lot of people haven't heard, go over to Don Campbell's channels and please subscribe to him. Go over and check out his channel because he talks about a lot of bands that a lot of people have never heard of. And that includes me. So that's why I find his channel very interesting. And he has different guests on it. Absolutely fabulous over there. And Don, I have to say, thank you very much for coming on the channel. I really do appreciate it.
Thank
Did you
you. I
enjoy it?
really enjoy your show so much. I'm a religious watcher of your show.
Yeah, I know you comment on all my videos, and I do know that. And I just want to ask my own subscribers and viewers, again, go over and check out Don's channel. Please do. And of course, if you're new to my channel here, please do hit that subscribe thing. Because over 60% of the people who watch my channel, Don, don't subscribe. They don't hit the button.
So easy.
It's so easy to hit the button. Any channel that I stumble across, and if I like the video, I subscribe to help them out. Because it does help out in the analytics and all that kind of stuff. And that's all you do. Like it. Of course, if they don't like it, Don, they're not going to subscribe. And I have I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
No problem with that. But Don, it was a really pleasure now. It was a pleasure having you on. It really was.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And before I go, I just want to say, everyone out there, stay safe. And one of the most important things, Don, I always say at the end of my videos, it's nice to be nice. You have a smile on your face, you'll get a smile back. That's what I always say. But from Don and myself, Pat, here on Close to the Edge, until my next video, bye-bye. And hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.